I was reading the other day about how Marvel tapped one of its in-house writers to pen the new Black Panther movie, and it got me thinking, as Black Panther news always does, about Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Now, I'm no Marvel expert, but that doesn't stop me from talking about it a lot. In fact, I haven't even seen Ant-Man. But just last week, I was flipping between the game and This Is 40, so I feel like I got the gist of it. Anyway, if you don't know anything about Black Panther, here's a quick recap. He's the king of a fictional African kingdom called Wakanda, which is home to the meteorite that crashed onto our planet with the only known supply of vibranium. Vibranium is the super awesome vibrational absorbing material used to make Captain America's shield, seen here before marketing determined his branding. Panther and his forefathers got rich by selling tiny amounts of the stuff to the rest of the world and then using the money to both hide Wakanda and scientifically advance his kingdom. So now Marvel has to make a movie about an African kingdom that sells its mineral resources to the West in order to thrive. Kind of a delicate story to tell, I would think. I mean, I'm sure they won't focus on the whole neo-colonial fantasy aspect of the story. After all, Black Panther has a good Hamlet-y / Lion King-y origin story. Plus, he's got connections to, this douchebag from Age of Ultron, and he's deep in the lore of Captain America and the X-Men. But the context of Wakanda is always going to be there. And Marvel clearly knows they have to tread lightly. They wouldn't give a second thought about giving the American-written story of a Norse god to an Englishman to direct. But there's really no way they could give a movie called Black Panther to anyone other than a black director. Nor should they. The landscape, the realities of it they're just different. And, if they want to make money all over the world, they have to make sure their movies look like all over the world. That's why I'm sure they were super crazy over-the-moon thrilled when Ava DuVernay, director of Selma, signed up. It's one of those things where the right thing can look like it has differing motivations depending on how you look at it. Sometimes the Venn diagrams of tokenism and altruism overlap for any studio that wants to make an effort to be diverse and reflect their audience. But she dropped out, and she dropped out like a smart person, quietly and with grace and deference to her potential partners. No Edgar Wright-ish awkwardness. But I have to wonder how much of it had to do with the minefield of potential racial pitfalls that is the Black Panther story. Now, to be fair, there's a lot of reasons she might have backed out, all fully legit. For one, Marvel isn't exactly known for empowering directors. You may be captain of the ship, but Admiral Kevin Feige is going to tell you where to sail. And moving from human drama to superhero movie is not everyone's cuppa. A lot of good directors have done okay with that jump, like this guy, who went from this to this. But some haven't had that kind of luck, like this guy, who went from this to now this. And I want to be clear, I don't think the Black Panther story is inherently racist, nor do I think Marvel is in any way racist. Marvel can't be racist. I mean, I guess anyone can be racist. But it goes against everything in their crowd-pleasing, common denominatoring, Disney-backed, money-making soul, right? So how come every time I hear coverage of the upcoming Black Panther movie, I think of Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade? Okay, stick with me. So Marvel is Indiana Jones. And big buckets of post-racial, worldwide, critical and commercial success are the Holy Grail. And all they need to do to get there is to step very carefully across this potentially racist floor. But each step they take, each director they approach, each writer and rewriter feels like there's a potential for... So they need to be penitent, they need to walk in the footsteps of God, and they need to take a leap of faith, right?